Okay, so Gisela will do the preliminary prayers now. Okay, yeah. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. Through this of listening to the Dharma and other perfections, maintain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. Through this of listening to the Dharma and other perfections, maintain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. Through this of listening to the Dharma and other perfection, maintain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. Prostrating, offering, confessing, rejoicing, request to turn the view of Dharma, request not to manifest Nibbana. I dedicate the merit thus created to all sentient beings. This ground is anointed to perfume, strewn with flowers, Mount Meru, the four continents, sun and moon. Visualizing as a Buddha feel, I offer it so that all beings may enjoy this pure right. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kami Raya Dayami. I request you, exalted and venerable Gurus, to gather clouds of wisdom and compassion in the space of Dhammakaya, in accordance with the needs of the few of the disciples. Let the rain of the vast and profound Dharma thereby fall. Okay, we finished already. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, da ye liang a ye song long xue ti song ge song jie zhe qian men zhe sang bu ge song qu bi zuo lo ye la ne la ma ye da gen zhou song lan bi tu jiang ge la la xin jie lao do se e dang go ro la la men zhe ne ya da ya me sang jie qiang dong zu jie qiang dong la xiang xiu ba la da ne qiang dong da ge qu jie qu bi song nang jie da la bi xie sang jie dong wa zhuo sang jie qiang dong zu jie qiang dong Sanjobala Dani Chodoje, Daki Chuje, Galabeja Sanjan Robajo, Sanjan Sonjan, Sanjobala Dani Chodoje, Daki Chuje, Galabeja Sanjan Roba, Shua Kake, Saja Raya, Lani Mendara, Dala Jenny, Dinga Nobu, Yujim, so Nibelona Kayet. Kanche rene peche rije rodo yige ribanze wa kanyen ba tata taya taba tambe dojo tubi sumi shini di. Tata lame mea tambe wa jiya omba tanga jajen laso chuchu shola shawa shawa. Sanje somba rodo kiki di jo jawa neta keche tambi shini shini di. Deye jache yode rije sabi te jawa tenye shawa nela chuda tenye kip. Deye labe neya yenda chode yeme. Ombe tani leba tila tubi suni che tembe shini jo ye cheme lada loso shiyo sona te. Jone sala choje kanshen tene leke kenje na ye desa nema baye nike sawa shaba yinbe tene yanda samba jonde na je sanje sonda shiwa lang tera da nema shayi nama la ye kenda lo da nije ke chupa da da mi ke roa kenje chana je tawa tangje ke do da che ten do to nye nye je so don je we la che che sende kanshen tene chana be ma tene jaso la so wan yende len chu shu la so tan de ji so ra ta ji ni de ba xin da chang bu lu zhuo to men ne ji lang se de ni chu pu ji chi yan dong ge jue ja ta che ma chang wa ma ba de ba yang ge la ma zong ga ba qian bi tu ji ju shu wa da bo qia wa ye da che che chang bu song dan de da shang shu lang ji ring ba qian bu de da xia ba la ya da jue ja che ba yin na jue jue ja xia bu chung wong ji qian bu song 다 단다 샤부 중요게 걸려야 되니 렌제히야 가도 다 렌제 telaya 다 메겨와초 겨와초 어다 메겨와초 빵 겨와초 두다 겨와초 두네 아니 나랑서 샤와 제말이야 아니 덴조 류텐라고레스 메기 다 하게 류나우스 다 메탈 할이야 하게 메기 류람바 이나야 멜류게 멜류람바 참마임바 아니 멜류텔야 멜류 차바체 밀리 표선 써봐. 아니 남희 요때 제denki 밀리 랑그레스. 다 대인데 가는 데 콜이야. 남희 요때 제den스. 남희 제데 요때 제데 해차임바. 아다 체 표선 써봐. 나 카도 표선 써봐. 지 표선 써봐. 제데 제데 요때. 다 대래야. 아니 다 남희 요때 제데래야. 남희 견제부 지. 다 대래야네. 남희 주지에서 어다 되지. 다 남이 주지에서 남이 요때 제데 요때 제티게 주텔이야 아니 맨다 칸이 지혜차래 선차다 메츠와 니 메츠 삼바템 바서 선차라에 뇌미시 네 선차라 뇌시기 민 상상게 상네테 야제 동그레스 대 담바이나 아니 세배 세통 규배 너희에서 세나 아니 연 산절에 너시 연 산절 세바이나 아니 랑 세통 그래서 아니 shama 예송 제기래서 아니 연 산절에 너미시 아니 연 산절에 너시기 민상상 그 산에 강 산에 또 아니 연 대처 니 가르서 셀 말아서 차타 동사를 차타 잡을 서 연 속인 집안에 쇼 되는 제바에 나니 소소 내나 참매바 체를 무용고 요레스 어디인데 산찰라 메츠와다 메츠 삼바템바세 어다 주 체링이 주데 테레 체피송 소비 다 네파텔레 마메 라스벤 하와타 교사바신 바 오스 어다 테레 다 남이 요테 지나게 요테 네파테 카도 피송 소바스 당가라서 준제보 지 이동와 메카케 파 통바 장지지 로를用的 게들도 어떻게 저기 샤왕 하말에 니 가르치 요래서 그런 얘래야 니 라마 예당기 다 근초그 정도의 추모당 마음을 표하다 아니 지 아니 초파에 강화라서 받아서 자마다 이동와 샤와 아니 하와세드 다 마음이라 그 사바세 돌로 사바다 자마다 돼서 라마다 근초다 마 유방의 심바다와 된지 제바이나 되니 카도 표성 소바세디 용그래서 네바니 마음에 라서빈 하와다 그 사바진 바오스 예양 송도 초와 멜라 템바다 제지와 유조자니 차도 메빈 저번 개바zam버로도 해제 송소스 다니 멜레야 롱마데 제 메게 소소나야 시나펀다다 아니 나운지 두차 템바이나 소소 산리야 조아메바 파야 조파 간투바이나 어때 zopen damden se sondo ngats pecha zopen dada daba chi yitwa te chagire so zopa gambin jebele ane jen shimba se ta chi pelena hakute sole ya jen cha ya pua no yit ta no yinge ni upon te sole jen cha shimba to te zu an zo som bu jo yungres ane yale ya chado che ya ma chado che ba na yang yit ma cha tenje de chado me ba 대수 근저부게 돈에 아니 가서 가도 표소 줘봐서 되고 요래스 되니 손바테 가르레서나 당가서 근데는 세 표소 줘봐 가도 표소 줘봐 내가 리 표소 줘봐서 리 표소 줘봐서 돼 코스 소수게 리드 톰보다 리드 쩨보 미주데 지 조벤조미 해라 요게 어따 된지고 요라 어따 된지 인사 아 아니 손바니 나제 쪽에 라마라 소발라 샤라 소바다 예라 자타 규바셔스 아니 소소 나제 메바체나 아니 소소 라기게 양게 센조치아다 리 톰블 셰기레소 리 짜마 리 야포 자발이나 리 예세 장세게레다 지비 리트스 리 야제 테는 잡을 셰거 나제 쪽 뒤주 나제 메바지 테니 소소게 라마다 소소게 파마다 소수기 개다 아니 제 메여된제 라소바 대설이야니 그거지 너 되는 얘네 그거지다 라를 얘봐 얘네 봐 그거지 봐 이나 어때 되게니 소소지 통보시스 얘라 자다 그바워스 얘래야 소소 요부 따보파 그거지네 제부지게 롬부야나네 롬부되게 범부터 그거 배쳐라 배때나기 예산자 당제래야 그거지 그래서 손바디 때리 대체바 아니 지 튜바시기레스 다 예바니 소용데 다 남히게 요테 지나게 아다 예바테레 온슈 프소 초바세데 온슈 치와 내라스베 자지 치와 코페베체 드리샤와라서 드리샤와라와라니 가르고르사나 예바 세겔라서 발호알라 데다 짐바 멜호야 펜도바 둠해와다 요테 지신 요제 메발라 파신바 오서데 다 사주 통저 라서바 아니 현다 유포 정보 라서바 대처래야 심바다 아니 현다 좀 말호 홍보 적게 매나야 아니 현다래야 강투치도게 아니 펜토비 샤시 말하야 펜도바다 동가바다 요대신 요제 매발라 파신바오스 아니 파지 강에 요인데 이렇게 아니 지 가르세거를 강에 전부 연대게 대처래야 로봇이야다 대처래야 지심바동 요대 지신 요즘에 요대 신사 소수기 라만라고 아 개겐라고 아니 소수기 파만라고 대처야 아니 주변조면나 텔레 주변조기 짐바 요제 짐바동한테 파짐바동 들리쳐봐이나 아니 다다게 가르세다 남이 교회대 지에노게 온슈 편소 초바스 어디 용그래서 어디들 되니 자초만 이게는 지사라
나 gila tigiri gila tiksare gila.
여면 주의be 가지
Angi guishaga yana dhala digam sodra gila.
지바
Guisha less. Okay, so we will start with the class. I think, Kungala, I think the slide is not working right from your section side, the English version. I can't see the English version.
Yeah, I'm sharing now. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So last time we reached at the page 2. Okay. Okay. We reached at the page 244. So 244, I think this is the page. So okay. Yes. I think it's better if you share in a single page instead of double. Okay. Okay. So Sri Kishla started the classes, and when he started the classes, he just okay. He started the Buddha teachings was all the Buddha teachings are included in the 84,000 teachings. Among these 84,000 teachings, with the all the Buddhas the way teaches the 84,000 teachings, the stages of path that contains the key points of all the conquerors scriptures, and a pathway forged by the true trial-based Asanga and Nagarjunas, and the system for the supreme being progressing the state of omniscience, and fully comprise all this practiced by the three types of persons. So 84,000 Buddha teaching, when it was summarized, it is like Lama Tsongkhapa, he summarizes all the teachings through the great path of the teaching, and this great the path to the enlightenment, the great path to the stages to the great path to enlightenment is the main core or the teaching of the Lama Tsongkhapa, and where there's three main subject which is taught in this text, where the three main subjects are the persons of the small capacity, person of the middle capacity, and the person of the great capacity. So these three are the main subjects of this text. So where and the current teaching, Geshe-la is giving teaching on the persons of the small capacity, the path of the persons of the small capacity, and where the present topic is where Geshe-la is teaching about the karma and its result. So action and its result. So when it was talking about the karma and its result, they are like it is briefly summarized through that there are 10 virtuous karma and 10 non-virtuous karma. If an individual who practice the 10 virtuous karma and don't and eliminate the 10 non-virtuous karma, will not remove the 10 non-virtuous karma, what happens is he or she will able to attain the next level. He or she will able to attain the form of the god or form of the human form, so they can able to attain it. But if and furthermore, if we have like those people, some of the people can able to attain the able to those who are like seeking for the those who have beside the giving up the non-virtuous grief, those who are seeking for the accelerate for the attaining the omniscience, those who are practicing for the practicing the path towards the omniscience, they are like able to attain the fruit like 8 fruit. They are able to attain the fruition, so the fruition effect of fruition. So in terms of the fruition, so Geshe-la in the last class, he have already mentioned about the 8 attributes of the fruition. So okay. So when he have already mentioned regarding the attributes of the 8 attributes of the effect, 8 attributes of the fruition, where he has talked about the 8 attributes. When he was talking about the 8 attributes, he talked about the consummate lifespan, consummate color, consummate lineage, and etc. So, and he also give a class teaching on the effects of the fruitation. So, and the regarding the and then there's the cause of the fruitation. So among these cause of the fruitation, the first cause is the cause of the consummate lifespan is already completed in the last class. So where it was said that in the consummate lifespan, it is said it is the concept is like if you are is not harming other living beings, and application of non-violent attitude will able to give you a proper long lifespan. You can able one can if an individual will sacrifice, if individual will not kill anyone, and if individual free the someone who is getting killed, or an animal, any animals, or someone who is getting killed, what is the result of fruition effect will be he will get able to get a long life. So this is a cause why the one gets is one get a consummate lifespan due to he is not harming any living beings, and also he's applying non-violent attitude, and also freeing from someone from not getting killed, and this. And the second part, the cause of consummate color is giving light, such as a butter lamp, new clothing. And further, it is said that relying on kindness and giving jewelries, you will have a good physical form. The result of being without jealousy is said to be good fortune. So in the consummate color is the okay, so in terms of the what is the cause of the having a consummate color with having a beautiful colors and not looking having a good colors is due to it is due to like offerings to the other, due to the giving kindness and giving jewelries, or giving being a generosity to others, and not feeling jealous of the giving not feeling jealous for those whom are giving the generosity. So this is a second one. And in terms of third, Kishla, the cause of consummate lineage is first overcoming pride, and then making obeisance and so forth to the gurus, and like respecting others as if they were their others if you are their servant. So in terms of the in terms of the third section, okay, in the second, there's the offerings are also in terms of the you can offer the butter lamps to the stupas, and also you can also offer the beside the butter lamps, you can also make offerings of the jewelries and other physical forms of offering also, like giving a new dresses. And in terms of some also like when you're offering, not to get angry on someone and not to get jealous, this is also. And in terms of third is like consummate in terms of consummate lineage, it is said that in terms of third number, Kungala, this is third number 245 24. Okay. We reach at the cause of the cause, not in the effect. It is page number 245. Page number 245. Okay, 245. Yeah, this one. The third is the cause of consummate lineage is first overcoming the pride, then making the obeisance and so forth to gurus, and like respecting others if you are their servant. So here it is mentioned that in terms of the third, you shouldn't be like haughtiness. You shouldn't have a feeling of haughtiness, and always like when you see your guru, revere them, and respect them, and never like never feel jealous or disliking to someone, and never or like just never feel haughtiness or pride, overcome by pride, not to do it, but act as you are just their servant, and just to serve them. That will be concept in the third section, in concept third section. And in terms of the fourth one, the cause of consummate power is giving food, clothing, so forth, to those who request them. So how the one can get in terms of the eight fruitations, how can the one attributes of eight fruitation attribute, how can one can receive a consummate power, is what is the cause of the having a consummate power for oneself is by the cause is giving food and clothing, so forth, to those who request them, even when they are not requested, and giving such as assistance, and giving to those who suffer, recipient who have a good qualities but no possession. So here is like you are just like as much as your ability, you can offer to the other person. You can give food or clothing or anything you have is in your own ability. You can offer to other person. So in during these things, then you can able to attain the fruition attribute or consummate power. Now,
어 다트니 ngabatri Tang abate yasho, kalogda, a tambutse peso soba, teni neba kado peso soba, somba ri peso soba, geba onshu peso soba. And ngaba tsitsumba satere. Ta nami yote je nonge, ta tsitsumba se. Ta tsitsumba dege jotele ya timo maimba tele, hibane, ngaba ne, ngake megawa yepawala, kombaos, ta ngake megawa yesa de zun, chama tsitsu ngachere. Zun chama tsitsu ngache tesa pamba yena, te njaba tele ya, ni susu kecha hiena, megi yapu nengi rees. Ta nga su menga hi kecha de, kari kyo kecha chambu ta, denba ta, jutsan yaba, kari keba yena megi menen kenchin doa. Te kari sa kora shawa ngama le ya, ni zun chama tsitsu ngache mambu chebi ke, ni njaba tele ya, tsen tele ya, ni kecha kaze chambu ta, zambu ta, jutsan denba hiena ya, yada nengi yo man. Yang kansa nga hi kecha chi, pai kari keba yena megi nengi kechin doa, ta tsu kora shawa ngama, zun chama tsu ngache tsu pawa yinsa ani o tindigin reborese te de namhi ki yote je no ne tsi tsu ba sa te yongwa la ni nga ge megi ki pangure se te yuri pamba de konsumba yina ani tsi tsu bo kecha kari ke na te megi pa nemba che megi chai ga ba o tiri chai re se o ti chi teni ne ta namhi ki yote je no ne ta o ta chupa dire onchewa trapa says onchewa da kera yoke ta onchewa da trapa diwala drupa ne shema la rang la yoten hatso drupa hanlan dehi is kuncho son la choba ta pama ta nera ta kelo ta lama la choba shibos ta shewa shema le ya nge ni pa yoten yabu chi yen sanche le pen to bi ge ni lute cheba chen yen sanche le pen bi ge susu le ya ni yoten cheba chi tenjo to a sho se hanlan da 아니 근초래야 쳐봐야고 피 아니 소소 파마래야 쳐봐 피 파마래야 그거지 니트다랑 사졌다 니 캠버다 허베다 라마라야테 아니 쳐봐가 투투치 어다 두피 쳐봐서들 저 쳐봐 너게 야셔 라마래 두피 쳐봐서 까지 두바들 근데 제 맞제사데 근데 제바 제소한테 제 맞제사데 메제 대체바는 두피 쳐마는 또 되나 라마 투님 비샤한테 라마레 두피 쳐바테 되잖아 파마 빈chen 가래이나 야다 가이 샤와데 두바이나 아니 코츠 투네 아니 코츠 셈바가 대가서는 소소스나 사거로 어디를 쳐바샤오 어서티지 다 되니 듬바레 남히기 요때 너 지에나니 듬바테 시바니 네서 포요 엄부터 뎀바스 데레 다티 듬바 시비 요때라 가와타 보메치 ngopola mengachi nimiso tawa 보메치 류 도파 나스 듬바 도바다 포요 엄부 쳐바다 타와셔바 오스 다 소소야 시비기 류레나 데 가제 시바사데는 배 야본도 저텔레야 요된라고 통 요텔라 갓 네 보면서 샤차 배 보면 그 류람바이나 때지 강연도 시당 알아서 때지 강연 뭐라다 시바도 보면이 조포기 내 땅거 돈에 보면 그 조벌이야 내나 사때 뭐하다 강연 때 쳐라고 찬데 어떤 게 돈에 사 보면 그 류도 때지 시비기 류래야 강연 차래 샤전 아니 telea shabo gabu mise pome ke lul lamna sasa tendre ke san me ba chegres mato pome duchar ta kecha mare pome ke zopota pome ke lute techele ya lu tendre lamna ya po ya sasa tendre ga yen che mares pome chungo bala maga nemi so ta wa tas ota te telea sha ta gres pome chu lu ndopa na ndumba ndoba das taji pome ke tel dan jawa che pomi zopot na ye yapot do tel ya yete ta tende chi lu la na sa sa gen tende ge sa ne de ko mi che te pa ka gres ta na ge ge po yo bu cho ba na ta ba she ba ta po yo bu che sa na nga chu pe da te se na lu ta ra ta ani ya ta te chu pu chu chu ka le ani wo ge bu de che yu re ta o ta tende che ba ina jema so so si pi le le me le ke cha ro o tende te chu pa pa 아니 셰파길레야 여태다 시피길루 토나 야본도 사사 텐렌 뒤바체 아니 겨와 두바이나 아니 시피길루 람바와 텐렌도 텔레랑 알아서 사운드 배 후창벌 Dewa Chengi Hinkang Double Shen Dana, Sang it in a Shendun Dumba the Shuchambu Gour. Dewa Chen Hinkang Asha, show Dewa Chen Hinkang Yatenta. Dewa Chen Hinkang San Yaten do Yaten Shivers, Yateta. Yateta, Telia, Shawaland in Dumba. And then Gawa Juba in a Shawaland, then I'll get Shipi Zopolia Yateta. And then Shepa Nola, Sheva
La,
Yandama.
kamachi guna gila, kamachiran chikila.
Catches. Oh, yeah.
Menkila, you are muted. Menkila, your Zoom is muted. Would you like to unmute yourself? Oh my god.
Gila, kamachi guna, di chila online chila leza, di phone yang si li, di kamachiran chikila bonda.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, lao gila, guna gila. Chila li ni,
Madam.
gyawa di phone shoot on this.
Oh, yeah.
Kungala, we can say there was a little bit online, this thing, issue has happened. Okay, lang
Sure.
gila,
Noted.
Well, last yeah.
gila, di tanda pimi gaji di lesa gila,
Ah,
kebe li.
Timba de la. Shippy Yatela Gavaton, Pometu Mobola Magawashi, Nimiso Tavata Sangaroso, Tapi Hinkan double Petsomena, Tapi Hinkan, Dawachi Hinka double Yoten Ta, Dawachi Hinkan, Yoten Tone, Delia Shendo, Sani Shuchembo, Teni Gava Duba in the Tishagido, Tenanging, any Shepachi Ritombo, any Ambo Tancha Tang de Ken, Chue number double do 2K Lute Zambo, Teni Chue Yosa Nambi Chue Tasa, Lumba Chue Tasa Dam, any Lama Gay Yosa. Lumba Telea Machutan, any Mogila Soba Tendre Mapa, or Tendre Lumba Yapo, Chin Shawa Lamba Shows, Tendre Manager of Kitchen Brando, Tendre Shawa Lamba Sankatonia Gabuchi, and it's Sankatonia Tele Telulute Yabachi. Or Tendre Chava in a Gawa Duba in the Tisha Alangor. Tendre Naujin Getanda Conde, Shipi Yotelea Ga, when you pomating Opalea Maga, and Pomeki Lulana Yapo Munduchen. Sheba put the pomanicher Ganga Chena, so Sheba Yana, Shipi Lulan Yagin the Wochat. Pomechi Lu Ndapana, Nuvados, and so Pomiki Lulana, Tembi Lord Pa Gani. And you tender sounded Pakago is. And Tavanogan you around to the burn and drop at the Sugi. Any Luta Rata, and jet Yatan Tetsugi, put the Sugi in the Jagger, Wagi, the Tene ombuche te so che chuju amares te tawa shigers te so media jeba ina sheba togores o ta tende jeba ina ni so su shipigi sheba ni toba sa o ta te jute so juba ina sheba ni shipigi lu langres o ta tere teni jeba tere ta jeba de karesa to ta demba sa tere ta nami te jenon to ta demba sa Ta tota demba sa tiki jutele kandi gore sana maungpa le ya luten tota demba chi lamba la teni yen chi ten muni pa rangi sheba ta yen da ki chi mutu kete so so senku shani chi ata ranta dombi nyupa la tosha ranta nangdo chi ni chi tuken ni me kyan da chi mutu ke rangi ropa chi ni chi tuke ta suna yen le ya pen tu topo chi dombi nyupa la tosha bata ane ya saju tongju yen le ya jimba tawa oda tenri cheba na rangi tota nyamba chagi re esa o tere oda te jie tere ta jie di chi changsonga oda te chi jui na
Last one, Gila, last one. Okay. So, okay, so we Kishila just completed with the okay. Now we fourth one. Then it comes with the second one is the cause of trustworthy words is a habitation to the giving of the four vocal non-virtues. So here it is in terms of the cause. What is the cause of the fruition of effect of the trustworthy words? It's that trustworthy word is when you are like when you are giving up the four four non-virtuous action in terms of the vocal one, which is like lying, slandering, and making harsh word. And then in terms of gossip, if you are like giving up all these four non-virtuous state of vocal, if you are giving up all these, then it will become like you will become a trustworthy one. You will become a trustworthy one. So in here, like some people, when you whatever, in some situations, some people whatever they say, other won't listen to that person. Even what he say good things to the people don't listen him. Is how, however, there are some people. However, even in as for in some situation when other people say something and then people will instantly listen to that person, it is due to his previous karma of he have able to given up his four non-virtuous deed of the in terms of the local one, which is lying, slandering, and harsh word, and then in a gossip when he able to give it up in his previous life. Due to this, he giving a fruition effect of like people listen to him and respect him. So this is called the people started to trusting him. This is a trustworthy concept. So if you are able to in a past life, if you are able to remove the if you are able to remove all of the four vocal non-virtuous state, then you will be able to gain the fruition effect of the trustworthy. So what is the cause of the trustworthy is due to the giving of the four non-virtuous state or vocal deeds. Now it in the sixth one is the cause of renown as a great power. So what is the cause of becoming a renowned person as a great power person is the cause is making aspirational prayer to acquire the various good qualities in the future, and making offer to three jewels, making offering to parents, Sharvakas, Pratika, Buddhas, abbot, masters, and gurus. So here it is like how one can able to attain fruition effect of the attributes, fruition effect attributes of the great power. So how one can attain is through it is attained through how it is attained is it through the cause of making aspirational prayers, like you make a prayers in your prayers like to have a good qualities in the futures. If you make a prayers in your previous life also, then you will be able to get a effect of the fruition of renown or great powers. And beside that also, when you are doing aspirational prayers, and then you started to make offerings to your three jewels, and also to beside the three jewels you make offering to the Sharvakas, Pratika, Buddhas, abbot, master, and gurus, and also to your parents. So if you do this, then it will also lead to the effect of fruition of a renown and great power. So when you are like among those offering, the which is the best offering is the offering of practicing of whatever your gurus or your parents has tell. Like this is called the offering of practicing. So in terms of this, where what is it means is whenever your guru advise you in a good thing, when your guru advise you in one thing, good thing, and you do that good thing, it is called as a practicing. Doing the what the guru has said is a practicing. And then also like when you are doing these things, then able to like your gurus are getting happy regarding this. When your gurus are happy with what you did, your deeds, when you are practicing the dharmas, and then your gurus is seeing feel happy to see such of your practice, then it is called then it is called then this is called the practice offering of practices. So if you are doing such an offering, it is called as the best offering, because you are practicing what your guru says advises you in a good terms, in a good things. When a guru says advises you in a good term, then it is called a offering of practice. So if this is considered the best offering to your gurus, so when you are doing this offering, then it is also led you to do know in a future life, the fruition attribute you will get is a renown and or have a great power, supreme power. Now, in terms of 7.1, the cause of being a male is delight in the attributes of male, lack of delight in female, and seeing a disadvantage. Stop the yearning for those who want to reborn in woman's body, and rescuing those whose male organ will be cut off. Okay, so here it is mentioned in this is like being a male. It is like fruition of being a male. What is the cause of the fruition of being a male? Is it that a person who the person who have a lack of delight to being a female thing, and here it doesn't mean that the person should hate female or women. It doesn't mean like that. It just mean that in terms of seeing, as comparing in a normal terms, when we compare the female body and male body, we normally see they are like males having our like female in terms of physical body. We see the female have a more like difficulties as compared to male. That's why it is like the person is strive for being a male. He will seeing, because he see more difficulty or disadvantage in seeing a female body, and stop yearning for it to reborn in a human body. So it doesn't mean that you should hate or show anger to the woman, but it means that when you see some disadvantage and you are not yearning to get a reborn in a form of women's body. And okay, so here okay, and also see that what is the benefit of taking birth as a male, what is the benefit of taking birth in the next life as a male. When you see it, you yearn for the taking the birth, or taking the having a birth of the male body, then it leads to the giving a birth taking a birth in a male form. So yeah. It is also like it is similar to the play, like some of the issue when we see like in some cases, like when they are like people are trying to born in a Amitabha, when people wants to born in a Amitabha or some other blessed dream, where the people think that the blessed dream, so people, because there people desire to born, because the people are for that they because there you can able to practice the religion, and all the organs will be fully there, like your body organs and sensory and mental organs are fully there, and you can able to get a chance to practice your religion. So like this thing, the people were like yearning to born in such place, because you can able to practice religion. So similarly here in a male is a similar goes similar, like when you are able to being a male is like you can able to practice your religion, or practice your religion and practice religious practice well. And uh, okay, and there's a story regarding the in Tibet that in terms of rescuing those whose male organ will be cut off. So in the terms of story regarding the Tibet, there are like issues of this. Kila pela ane yada duzoji po semadi tupkilare tubela konjo kagilere kaktum chilare gila.
tuna zo so poli lemba ge
Ale
yore ta
ale los
ya ba ugu yora ya chambere sa de pa
uh,
ko ge gongha chi le yore
Ale, los. Okay. So, okay. So in Tibet, there's a tradition like where the like people won't because when the baby yak become a bigger one, and it become like a male baby male yak, when it become bigger, there's a ability to like produce a kid, produce a baby yak. Then that time, there's some people like they may like cut the male organ, but in Tibet, the tradition is considered that if you cut the male organ, then it will be you will have a non-virtuous deed, that non-virtuous such a cutting of the male organ of the yak, and it will lead to the cause of you will rebirth, you will take rebirth, you won't be able to get a reborn in a male body form. That's why the people don't cut off some of the section in Tibet. They don't cut off the male organ of the male yak, the older male yak. So because they are like they don't want to take they have a strong belief that if you do such activity, then you can't able to, the result of this is you can't able to take in the next life in male body form. That's why. So this is a concept of the cause of this cause of being a male. Now in terms of the number 8 one, the cause of strength is accomplishing what cannot at all be done by others, assisting in what can be done with your collaboration, and giving food and drink. So here it just means that what is the fruition attributes of strength. When you are talking about fruition attributes, so what is the cause of the strength is uh okay, so what is the like cause of the having a strength in your future life, like a good strength, bodies? How can you attain such as accomplishing you cannot at all be done by other, assisting in what can be done with your own collaboration. So it is like you can help the other people as much as through your own abilities. You can able to give a food or drink in your own terms, in your own ability. If you're able to do such thing, then you can able to get in next life you can able to get a physical form of the strength, the physical body with the full strength that you can able to help others. Lawangila Saso.
다 주저보 때 조선다 되나 넘버 해봐나 피도 쇼안주로서 다 공리야 남미기 주지해서 다 주저보 때 조선다 대서나 넘버 해봐 되니 피도 쇼와서는다 삐삐다고 자마 야부 차그래스 넘버 해봐나 피도 쇼안주로 다 조선라 아니 가르서나 조선 때래 세 넘버 타바다지 조 넘버 타바다니 힌 타바세 대송들 다 담부 주송라 세 넘버 타바데 간들래야 니여레 세 넘버 타바 telle야 라라 떼바 니 세치치 예라 떼바 니 세텐제자 다 라라 떼바 세데 주주비 겨와테서 아니 라나 메비 상주 동화지 다 소소 겨와카레 두바 겨와테서야 상지 고보토비 조른 좋아쇼세 텐제 양화는 마토 센델래야 소소 니지 짐바톤데 나 주쇼 부용하쇼 텐제 제아치는 마 제아치는 마자지 라면 상주 토비 센제 탕제 그토도 상지지 고바토아쇼 니게 잔델레데스 겨 라면 상주 동화와테 남힐라 메자지 히 타바니 주주바데 슈타바세데 히 타바니 주트스 주 어타 테랑레 테바세데 주주비 겨 라면 상주도 남힐레 자와 메자지 라면 상주 동화와데 히 타바니 주 공그 주지바데 야보 주아도 테 주주바데 슈타바세 슈타바세高高来 全部 전 주았대 어때 랑 때바 니테니지 남힐라 메라와타 슈타보지 어때니 야라 때바니 슈팀바 런지 타송통나 타도탄 잠바타 냠바파네스 다 슈팀바사 소소다 카나라나 그메 로던 진타 타마카르탄 텔레 톨레야 타도타 소소다 넘바 텔레 제세타 소소를 맞춰바 텔레 통충 덴르촌 마제제야데 지제 야라데 아니 얘게 저와 두바텔레야 저스 이란다 에 저스 이란 제마티나야 저스 이란다 대다 다마니나 야 니르게도 셰자 레마토바 와스 다 소소게 야다게 제야 나게 소소 제마티나야 대체 야버를 상서 저스 이란다 가와 공그레서 왔다 얘를 되바 니티데르 너 대체 상니기 돈 상네 세 넘버 타바세 데르 조 담버데 데르 조소는 다 joa naba taba sa te da jo je non jo je de madonna sen namba taba gures ani joa namba taba gur joa namba taba se karisa rang la teni joa namba taba ani yen la teni joa namba taba se nijan ta rang la teni joa namba taba se karisa ta gyawa kongi ju te su kande juba ina ju tu se tonton ma yinba tu rimbo pa dua te a pa ma che ba dua te a shu chen bo juba te joa taba as yen la te ba du de yang taba malang ba len tu juba sa yen da le ya domba da da ni te su lang chu ma len ke te su na domba lang chu yen da ge che de pa pang chu yen da le ya chu chu song chu yen da le ya zu lo mu chu te ne yen da gya wa le ya kyo te le ya a te le ya la chi chu lang ba na ga wa shi bi shi ha ba jo sa yen da ge chi gya wa da du domba da lang na a te pe ya pa se ne yen san ba ga yi cha da te ra ta wa ju mecheba sheta mendo ashaba ju macheba yanda le yanda gi gawa duchu ane gawa tsang ma jawa tendre gi talang temba o tendre cha de joa taba ase o ta de joa taba tichi ta hin taba ser ta tanda samba taba joa taba sa samba de joa ni dire so ta te tabi samba taba de joa namba taba tini ni ndrebu mauhin zawa te ina se ta samba tendre dang ni joa tendre yoba sama se ni yele pa jimba tona ni jimba tonjo gi jo chala kare te pa ya ton ya kuncho le choba pina choba ya di pua pelena soso le ya che mandrabo ya tso ni yo na ya de kuncho le ya tso to wa na ya da to man ja ji dua de ma ja ji ani pama da te so ne hela da te na pama le ya kala hin ya da pama ga de pa ja da wata tendre da tendre bo ma zawa des zawa te na hin tun ja yi so so wata tendre che ba hin ta ba wat hin ta ba se te tendre ani samba ta ba jo ta ba hin ta ba se tendre son de te da ni shansa ni son ba la se wata papa tome ge shansa ni son sha se teni ta son ba la njebe ka kan le he ba wo se ta njeba se te de 조지 배드 아티샤게 단단디요 상추 랑저 겐 제바 쥐어 랑데스 어때 제베서 카콘노샤스 카콘리 케바레샤스 어때 소로 티파티 지저로치
Lasso Gila. Okay. So now we come in the section of the okay. We have completed with the eight causes, and here it is mentioned that if the 8 causes are endowed with the 3 causes, when it is endowed with the 3 causes, what are the 3 causes? A pure attitude, pure application, pure recipient. So their fruition will be outstanding. Among these 3 causes, there are 2 types of pure attitude: self-directed and other-directed. The two self-directed pure attitudes are not hoping for the fruition, which is dedicated the virtues from your creation and of the cause of the unexcelled and enlightenment, and the intent power, which is achieving the cause from the depth of your heart. So here in terms, okay, so here it okay. Okay, so here it is mentioned in terms of there's like when you are talking about the 8 courses, when Kishla has mentioned regarding the like give a teaching on the 8 courses. So when you are talking about the 8 courses, so okay, okay. So 8 courses when you are, it is that these 8 courses when you are talking that these 8 courses are again like when you are 8 courses are again and are the endowed with the 3 courses, and these 3 courses when you are talking, what are the 3 courses? Are pure attitude, pure application, and pure recipient. So when you are talking about the pure attitude, there are again the 2 types, which are like okay. There, when you are talking about the pure attitude, there again a two one. It's like in terms of yourself, not hoping for fruition, which are like pure attitude, which is self-directed, and in terms of one is self-directed, and in terms of another is the other for directed for the other. The pure attitude towards one is towards the self-direction, and one is to the directed towards other. So in terms of the self-direction, then there again are 2 attitudes, which Kishla has mentioned is Okay, so in here it is mentioned about like not hoping for fruition. So you are not expect in terms of the like what are the three causes, the pure attitude in terms of self-clarity. So you shouldn't attach or hope for the fruition. You shouldn't hope for the fruition. Instead of hoping for the fruition, so whatever you are doing dedicated, whatever virtues you are doing, you should do from fully hearted. You have to do fully hearted and dedicating the virtues from your creation, of course, for the unexcelled enlightenment, which is dedicating not hoping for the fruition, and you should dedicate virtues for the unexcelled enlightenment. And also when you are doing the doing any of the days, any of the course, like when you are doing any action, you should have with a pure attitude. You should have like you should do this action in a fully hearted, intense, in a good action. When you do virtues, you should do it a fully hearted and with the intense way, which is achieving the cause from the depth of your heart. Like you should do the activity with a full hearted, and you also and you have to do a hard work. Even you have to do with your full determination. You should do this. This is like self-directed, and the second one is. It is that other is other directed pure attitudes. When you are talking about pure attitude, then it is the one is self-directed and one another is other directed. Other directed means like you shouldn't feel jealous when you shouldn't feel jealous towards your seniors. When you are abandoning jealousy means not feeling jealous to your senior ones who are having good better than your life, the better position, and this you shouldn't feel jealous. And then you should in terms of the similar, when you are like the person who is similar to you shouldn't feel competitiveness to that person, and you having angry on those person competitiveness and contempt when you see the fellow participants or teaching who are better equal. So and in terms of like those people who are junior to you, those people who are junior to you shouldn't humiliate them. You shouldn't humiliate them, and you should just don't instead of humility you should okay, instead of humility you shouldn't humiliate them, and you should give a respect to them. That's the other directed one. So I think okay. So you shouldn't humiliate that. This is the other directed. The now in terms of the okay. So okay, okay. Then there's another one is okay. Even if you are unable to do above, discerning many times every day that you must do it. So and also you should have like in terms of also you should even if you are unable to do above of any of these, discerning many times every day that you must do it. So, but you should like have an attitude of you will do it, you will do it, not instead of ignoring that. And now in terms of the second course is there are two types of in terms of second is a pure application. In terms of like first is a pure attitude. Now in the second is a pure application. So in terms of the pure application, there are again are two types, which is one is self-directed and then another is other directed. In terms of self-directed, the pure application is applying yourself to the cultivated virtues for a long time without interruption, with great intensity. So here is when you are doing a pure application for self-directed, in which what does it means like continue practicing virtues for your cultivating the virtues for a long time with the consistency, not like with the like you do some days then you leave it and again do so after some days. This is not, but with the consistency you do your virtues, practicing your virtues, and also with a great intensity, not with like just for the temporary, but with the great intensity if you do. And in terms of the other directed, when you are talking about the pure application, when in terms of other directed, it is causing those who have not adopted vows or other commitment to do so, praising those who have made such commitments, so that they may delight in them, make them continue making them not to abandon it. So in terms of other directed, it is a okay. So you will like the one have to praise when in terms of the other director, what is the course is one have to one have to praise those people who are continuously and consistent with their commitment, who have made a commitment and who are practicing the cultivated virtue or make a commitment to practice the virtues or having accepted the vows. you should like delight about their activities, and you should praise them, and also making them to continue, and also assisting them to keep their consistency in practicing virtues, and letting them not to abandon it. And also in terms of those who have not adopted vows or any other commitments, or who are not practicing to do so, you should okay, so it is here that you should the what is the other directive your application is those who have not adopted vows or other commitment, but you should one should what we have to do is you should praise those people who have a vow, or who are practicing, or who are practicing the virtues. You should praise and make them, and also like be happy with what they are doing, and also praise them and support them in their consistency, and letting them not to abandon what they are doing. So and in terms of like pure lastly is the third one, the pure field are those. Okay, so in terms of pure field is what is the pure field? Pure field, there again the two in terms of pure field, the course is so called because the pure field is why it is so called, because of the two attitude and application are similar in the field, in the that they give effect that are numerous and good. So in terms of here okay, so here, and when you are talking about pure field, how one can attain is like when you are giving a full, when you are like proper making a proper generosity, and also in terms of like offering to your parents, offering to your gurus, offering to three jewels. When you are making this, when you are offering to your parents, you just give them a whichever is a better one, instead of like giving them the worst one. You give them a better one. And in terms of the your offering to the three jewels, when you are doing, you should offer like when you are making like torma is a traditional, when your Tibetans are doing puja, they make a traditional traditional triangle shape with a barley with a barley. They just make a traditional triangle shape cake, which is called a torma. So when you are which is normally you made for to offer offer the three jewels or the Buddhas. And so when you are making such a barley cake, when you should make with a good one, and you should offer with the good qualities to the good qualities. Then this is the cause, this is a cause of a pure field, this is a cause of considered as a pure field. So here I've explained these three by way of commentary that supplement what Asanga say in Bodhisattva level. So so here Lama Tsongkhapa has explained three of these three by the in terms of concept of pure application, pure attitude, and pure field. He have explained his through the Lama Atisha's text, which is on the concept of the path towards enlightenment, in the text which is related to the paths. The Lama Atisha his own text, which is a path to showing the path to the enlightenment through the light of the lamb, or some the name is like this. So it is considered the path of the enlightenment. So where Lama Atisha is written on the Lama Tsongkhapa has explained through this way, through the way the Lama Atisha is mentioned, and where the Lama Atisha mentioned about this concept, where in his auto commentary on this text, the part was his own text, auto commentary on his own text, where the concept of path to enlightenment is mentioned. So here this text is also okay. So when this text, which also okay, so this text itself is a commentary on the Lama Asangas. This text is also which is also give the supplement word. Okay, this text also have given the information. Kila thanda di kasa power to make nga zo ki diora changsa yora gila. Changsa
음.
ki delware sung re na lamdun di gila.
上山呢送这得做那老者给这边的嘛，那老者呢也看光景呢写啥事儿。
And okay. So which is already Lama Tsongkhapa has explained this, which is already mentioned in Adisha's light to the path to the enlightenment text, where which Adisha has mentioned in this text through the guidance from the Acharya Asanga's Bodhisattva level. Lawan gila sasu.
Oh, yeah. That any Lamrim Chenmo get such a somba sound in Judusha Yula. That de Colea, that lendre, so Cabo Gawa Cho, Nabu Megawa Cho, or Tetabi Megawa Cho, so Sane Tone, and it take Megawa Chu again, Jabo Neva Yeda Thunder Shitsu, Ni Gawa Druba Yena, Nekal Hata me, Lulang Chu. And then Milu Telea, Nami Yete Jede, and Nami Kindrabo, Nami Yujosa, that Mobuch Sonsara. 다 손사이네 다 주도샤 취에서 다 방원치는 안에 받도 버렸어. 다 손바 상내는 주도 간지 제거잖아. 아 메기와게 셔 게와 주피 요때 상내는 주도 간지셔서 시tem바도 쳐바도 도계장이 주의세 니지. 다 담보 시tem바 tel야 아니 나세 전선 잡아도 다 배치 지연 잡지 해용 거를. 다 지연 잡아도 가르선 말한 저 니체 균도니 공비게 로시 그래서 니체 균도 나 니체 따대야 공사 tel야 내 현주노 담번네 현주래 메가와레 동행중 tel에 쳤다 녀타게 니체 따도 다겐 데님바키 삼바레 셰다스 다 나라 좀 메가와레 아니 저부 동행중도 된데 이제 대학고비 돈에 아니 다 나랑 줄이야 샤왕 하만에 단다바 메겨 빼 먹어 제 살사 빼사샤 다 메겨 이게 저부터 메노와 네 텔이야 타와 지고도 서때 그래서 네 책도 산테콘 네 책다도 다는 니님 바히 상바리 셔다 게이 쇼네 탕체지 자와 메바 투베송 대대야 자와 따도네 남민 저보 공베 수히소 바다스 아다 게이 쇼게 탕체게 자와데 아니 메바리스 다 슈데 준데다 근초레 남천게 고파 상제 고파 돈데게 메바 어때니 추 진데게 메바면은 샤와카리나 메바면은 제유 말아 아니 추쇼게야 메바데 그래서 추 준데 메게 추 본데 겨바 추 준데게 메바 그래서 메바데 아니 조인바데 투바 상지 존데게 손샤스 메바온 dim바세다 dim바데 치바다 어다 텐데 dim바세데 게 자와데 대바레스 데디 대바모도 대바모도 마다 샤바데 소요 어때 텐데 이데 레 카보타 저부 레 나포 메게와게 남히 긴 저부 때서 게톨리아 산동그레스 게와 두바이나 저부 삼보 남히 이동와 레 메게와서나 남히 이동 모원 주고 여바 어때 산동그레스 예 손바타 까나케 레탄 저부 헤바시네스 까나케 레타 메게와 초데 나필레 다 게와 초데 카빌레타 아니 메게와 초긴 저부터 냐와 이다 돈로 라소바 텐디숑와도 까부 게이 레긴 저부터래 아니 라타 미르 라타 아니 제 세리와타 네메바타 아니 여태 표소 소반 정도 어때 해바신 해바자라 면줘봐 양도 공부샤데스 다이 텐드르다 레다세 파 해바자 마자제 생기 띠네야 네스 강구레스 근데 힘도 꼬도 주베 네바 제 내가 있어서 다 단다 네 힘고를 손 렌제게 꼬데 힘도 다 고주 인상 나츠 생기 때문에 렌제 네바 네가부 요래서 어때요 당하라 저 사무 동반이 세데 셰버지 걸려 가버지 요래데 돈이 다 대서 리파 돈에 또 투어요 뭐또 리베 내 전에 나자데 차키 차데 현도 거주 인상 아니 제 모토 리페 코미티인데 델리야 이체 띵리래데 백걸려요래서 어떤데 당하라 저 렌제리야 제바 시부 띵사부 제야 말송도 오만 주바도 렌제 나라 sembawa 가반제스 렌제 나라야 나라 저 또기리바 또기리베기 제바 제카 제바이나 아니 로타시 예요 인상 렌제 힌도 거주래 힌도 거주래야 뭐또 리바사나 장아 저 또기 리베 제바체나 아니 제바 제 두고요 말에 로타시 내가 여서 담바 존데게 렌제래야 내거지 제바 맞이해서 담부 타바다 당시 침바다 사무 동바니다 어 대출이에 제바 제쇼스 나장구 준제 년례 준제 타바다 당시 침비기 랑가야 메타수 주주세 나이 dengue metasu chuduri ya chapa chichapa tetsuya tseme chune tetsuya gangjao de kalikacha na lenje 아니 랑긴 기텔에 냥바냐 무레 소어 어때 어때 다 전세 담버 때래 다 전세 냥반 잡데 다 전세 담버 지주이나
Lasogila. Okay. So so now we okay, now we reach at the third one, the third okay, now we reach in the third section where okay, cultivating the ethical behavior. So we reach it here. So it is mentioned that how you engage in virtuous and turn away from non-virtuous after you have reflected on karmas and its effect in journal and in detail. So here it is. So when Gisela has already given a teaching on regarding. Okay, so Gisela, I've already given a teaching on regarding the concept of concept of what are the five what are the white virtuous, what are the virtuous action, what are non-virtuous, what are the 10 virtuous action, which is called as a white one, and the black one is called, the black one is considered as a non-virtuous state action. So what are the 10 non-virtuous action? So when one able to practice a virtuous action, they can able to attain the next life. They can able to attain the reborn as a god or a human form, in the form of human or god. Or in terms of non-virtuous, one can able to either born in a three lower realms. So these are the Kishla has already given the teaching, and also regarding the concept of teaching of the fruitation. When right now we have just completed the concept of fruitation, where the fruitation effect and fruitation cause, and these are attributes of fruitation. So when so after the teaching, after here after these all are mentioned, after mentioning all this, so what one has to do is one have to engage in these things instead of just listening it. One have to engage, or one have to practice on these things and reflect on these things. Okay, so one have to engage, or one have to reflect on what are on these virtuous things. So how you engage in virtuous and turn away from non-virtuous after you have reflected on karmas and its effect in journal in detail. So here it is mentioned that how how one can do it, one can engage in these things through a journal expression, through one it is can be done through either through the journal expression, or through the or through in a particular one with the way of purification through four powers. So one can do it through this. So here. Okay, so in general expression, when you are talking about this, is the concept is like whenever what you have to do is you have to think about like every day, like when you are thinking, like you have to understand that till now you have done so many non-virtuous action, non-virtuous deed, that so you have to think on, analyze on that till now you have already done so many non-virtuous state that it is difficult. So now you have like you should practice the virtuous state, and you have to like every day you have to have a concept of mind regarding practicing the virtuous state, and you should have aspiration of doing the virtuous state. So so in terms of the how you engage in virtuous is turn away from non-virtuous. You have reflected on karmas in effect in journal. So it is in a journal expression how you engage in virtuous turn away from non-virtuous after you have reflected on karmas and its effect in journal and in detail. First is a journal explanation, where it is mentioned by the Arya Shanti Devas, Acharya Shanti Devas, engaging in Bodhisattva said, from non-virtuous comes suffering. How can I truly be free of this? It is fitting that at all times, day and night, I think only of this. So, which is already I have just told you. So, in a general explanation, it is said that engaging which is already mentioned in engaging in Bodhisattva, that one have to like one will think about like every time you know that till now I have done so many non-virtuous states which only lead to the suffering. How can I be truly free of it? And so it is now the time you have to practice the virtuous state, which continue to do every day, continue to practice the virtuous state, and for also for the sage who has said that conviction is the root of all the virtues, and to constantly meditate on the fruitational effect is the root of this conviction. So it is like you may have, you should have a like conviction towards the so it is mentioned that it is mentioned that you should continue to have a conviction to do the virtuous one, to constantly meditate on the fruitional effect, and it's a rules for this conviction. So you should have like continuously have aspiration and do the virtuous state towards the other. Thus, having understood the virtuous and non-virtuous karma, and therefore you should do not leave it just as understanding, but meditate on it over and over, because it is very obscure subject and it's difficult to acquire certainty about it. So here it is said that when you are the concept is like okay, so the in terms of the virtuous effect, in terms of virtuous, the virtuous is the root of all the virtue. It's a virtues effect, as I already mentioned, that virtues will lead you to attain the realms form of the god and goddesses, and non-virtues will lead to the attaining the form of lower realms, like there's a hell realm, hungry ghost, or animal realm. So you should always have a conviction to do some virtuous realm, and also like not only by like reflect not only that you should understand, not having understanding, or just to mention or to mention regarding the some not only about it, but continuously with a consistency you should think about it, think about the growing think about virtuous thing and practicing it, because you do not leave it just as understanding, but meditate on the virtuous action over again and again, and also practicing it, because it is very this the concept of the virtuous action, the concept of virtuous action and its effect, and non-virtuous karma and its effect, is very obscure subject, and it's difficult to acquire certainty about it, because here Kishla mentioned that the concept of karma and its effect, these are very subtle topic that one cannot exactly, until like one have attained some supreme power, one cannot able to attain, can see like what is the which effect lead the effect, which cause lead to this effect, which karma lead to this effect. So it is very obscure subject, and when if someone is trying to analyze on it too much, then one is able to one is able to they will be started to arise of the wrong view. So it is also that also, it is mentioned by Acharya Chandrakirti in his text, Buddhichara of Muhammad Madhyamika Avatara Madhyamika text. Acharya Chandrakirti also mentioned about the concept of how the karma and its actions are like such an obscure topic, that it is like one if continues to analyze in a, like normal people, when they are continues to generalize, not when they are intellectually analyze it, then it will lead them to the cause of the wrong view. So here it is mentioned that the concept of emptiness, when you are talking about the concept of emptiness, the concept of emptiness is one can able to analyze on the concept of emptiness, one can intellectually analyze on it and try to gain. But in terms of the karma and its effect, in terms of the law of karma and its effect, it is like the concept normal people on this analyzation is like very can cause him to getting a non-virtuous action of non-virtuous thought of wrong view. So also the Buddha has mentioned that okay, so Buddha has mentioned about regarding that one can analyze the 16 attributes of Four Noble Truths, such as impermanence, empty, and all this, but it is like until the one has not attained a certain power, so have not gained certain stages, that they should not analyze on the on the currency of karma. They should not seriously or detailed analysis on karma and its effect. So it is further in the King of Consideration Sutra said that where the moons and the stars to fall from one their places, the earth with the mountains and society to perish, or the realms of sky to completely transform, you Buddha still would not speak a word of untruth. So here it is okay. Gila dishin do ko do kyo ba nyeba cheka chenye ka we chilo la digamba de sunra gila. Okay, so this concept, the concept like here, and the Buddha himself had mentioned like Buddha himself mentioned the concept of the concept of moksha, the liberation, and also attaining omniscience. That one can able to attain these things. One can the concept of these things can be analyzed, or intellectually one can concept of the moksha the concept of liberation and omniscience can be able to analyze by the normal people, like can be intellectually analyze it. But the concept of the karma and insection, until the one shouldn't attain the supreme stage, it is very it shouldn't be analyzed in too detail that it will lead to one to get a wrong view. So better like until better to analyze on the moksha and nirvana and moksha and liberation and omniscience. For that, one can able to analyze the 16 attributes of four nobilities. When one is analyzing on the 16 attributes of four nobilities and unable to understand and cognize the 16 attributes of four nobilities, then slowly he can shift towards he can move towards the karmas in its effect. Now, that's also. That's also.
다 렌데 세와데 마라초 텔레야 이치 네아동 테 또바데 사무 동바니 레장 아니 렌데데 또 카와 힌도 고카와 대차요레스 힌도 고지차니레스 렌데 덴데 인데 다 렌데 세와데 공바데 렌데레 이치 요아데 상제게 송 코나라 때네니 렌데레 이치 용구요레스 대안이 단단데 오면 대안 띵지 집인 돌레스 저 총가바 집 송도 나와 까마체바 나와 까마체바 네 동시 저도 조도 집이 사실라 남피 칸에 나바 연주 장스 연도 연주 장 최네 메데바 이치 미송스 어다데 다 띵지 집인 돌레 나카 노건 나와다 까마테 좀 사나 사시기레스 되니 나는 저거 저도 공체 때서야 나카리아 쿤더 시기레스 아니 나키기 카운게 때서 좋아 시부지 파츠 저 시기레스 미나야 상제 종된데 최게 송래야 아니 제 아니 메데비기 치지요 말레스 어때 어때 송바나 해 송바다 대이기 송라니 이치 셔바스 이치바 셔라 상데스 데라 주메치 녀바 만해나 쇼 간라 저지비 녀바 menhe 도소 다 뒤에 비 송래야 이치게 토네 아니 렌제게 토래야 아니 녀바시 따그레스 렌제래야 생기 띵이야지 녀바지 만해바이나 아니 추 가르 줘바이나 쇼지 저와세다 저바 니비게 준로고 말해서 가르서나 아니 지 최탕체야 지 존현 잡지 최만 잡지 마토바 나바 타바지 용고 말해서 렌데리야 녀바 띵이네 최 줘바이나 다 최도 최 나바 타바 최도 비 장보 아니 쇼지 저와세다 지비게 아니 저 지비게 최 마마도 자리그래서 어때래 어따 디파티 지주 지주이나
Lasso, lasso. Okay. Okay. Okay, so here it is further the king of concentration sutra said, with the moons and the stars to fall from their places, and the earth with its mountainous cities to perish, or the realms of sky to completely transform, you, Buddha, still would not speak a word of untruth. So here, Dr. Shila mentioned that that's why the concept of the karma and its effect is a very difficult topic for like normal people to understand, and it is very difficult to want to understand or cognize this concept for the normal people, so normal like common people and lay people, because here it is mentioned that when the moons and stars to fall from their places and earth when its mountains, so even though the in a king of concentration sutta, the Buddha himself has said that Buddha himself has said that okay, even the moons may or star will fall from their places, like it will fall down, or earth or mountains started to in the earth, the mountains or cities started to perish as it started to die out, or the sky is completely transformed. But the words or the words of the Buddhas will not be ever be changed, or will not be ever be untruth. Change means it is not be like even all this happen. Buddha's statement of word cannot be untruthful. It is always a truthful. So it is mentioned here. And okay. Okay, so it is not an untruth. That's why only through like at the current time, so for like lay people like us, how we can gain a belief or trust on the law, trust on the karma and its effect is only through the Buddha's word or Buddha's teaching we can able to give a conviction or have a trust on the karma and its effect. Thus, you have a conviction and teachings of the Buddha Tathagata, and then sustain your meditation on them. If you do not, okay. So by thus, and through the we started to know that Buddha's word cannot be untrue. That's why we should have a conviction on his teachings and also started to trust or believe on his teachings, and then and continue to do and then sustain your meditation on them. Then you should practice your meditation on the concept of what the Buddha said about the concept of karmas and action. Uh, uh, mm, Okay, so if you do not, and further it is stated, if you do not have a contrived certainty about this quality or truth in Buddha's teaching, then you will not gain the certainty that you will certainty that will please the conqueror with the regard to any of the teaching. So here it is mentioned that okay, so if a one individual if a one individual doesn't have a fully or full-hearted faith or towards a karmas and its effect, if a karmas and its effect, one individual doesn't have this fully faith towards the karmas and action, then even whatever practice he does, whatever he practice or religious practice he does, it is not considered as a it's not considered full attention or full complete offering or complete practice. So whatever practicing or offering you are doing, it is not considered a complete or practice or action. So okay, so you will not get certain. Okay, so until you do not trust on the Buddha's teaching, you cannot able to make a proper. You cannot your whatever offering you done or whatever practices you do is not considered as a proper, like a full practice or full practice or uh mm, full offering, because you don't have a trust on the concept of the karmas and its effect. Okay, lang gila saso.
Oh, yeah. Tanda, as Tense Sumba Dabade, Samutumba ni Latene, ni Gelendre Chachi, Sumba Tandenema. Ota Karesana Kachi is a Bergen Homa Kiba Kashi. Samutumba Nila Kachi, Tumba Nila Nyapa Nyaba Ke Sen, Letan Drabala Nyapa Michi, Della Metzewan, Tony Jukwa Shijelo to Soma des Otter. Ta Berg no ya Kiba Kashi Hama. Ne Samutumba Nila Nyapa Neson said te Kashane. Ani lende le ya pa tsime dore toni kanju maju cheken dos ten cheke de toni ko tata me che ko pocho lo ne ko lo ba chi len so re so toni ko na ne so re teni tende chi ton to toni lende la ne pa shi chosun ju shete Samutomba ni shinji maloba Samutomba ni said maran zu zune na chen pa chue yong su zo ba lo li ya na no yin meba lo le na no yin meba de ta tomba ni re ina ya ngara zu lo le na no gi yo ma re se de pe ka le ka bu cha te meba to lo cha lo le na no yin meba de no no yin yo ma re te yang chue de meba ya ma re rang ge ju ta chen la te ni jin zhe bun zhong wa tang le ji xie wa zang ge lian ba la su ba yo re se to be pa ta zang le te ni xue tang che yo ba yu ko rong ge ge ni ji ma ba ten de ge to ne sa mu dong ba ni le ya nge ba ni ten de le ya nge ba zhuo qi da dong ba de ten zhong pen cui ji zhuo ji su cha de sa mu dong ba ni xin ji ma lo to ba ko su na ten de ji dong to to ne len de la nge ba xi bi zhuo sun ju xie de se do tini le so re do kong le ya do chi zhong suan do ka re o ta ting zi ji bin do re joma chobo mi jo lon ra hi chue na tang chi chue yin da wa yin xie nin ji te pa ren roi sen che xie le xie ba me mi chang le na xie ba me ba men jo te kana ji yin re bo mi ba xie ri bi chu chi go de zang bo te 차히 통과 자와 쇼이 인 희송소 왔다 때바 단도 되게 단도 가르 송거서 조마 민조 조마사 다 조마사도 말아서 미추 잡을 아니 초보세도 추 보아나 민주세도 직갈래야 차첨부나 어떤 춘잡지 나도 디선데 자가려 로 파쇼 힘간 잡은 통도 아니 남기기 lon자와지 최나 당치 아니 추이긴 나와나게 추인 나와든 나와 통나야 나와 경호 주요 말아 최 당시 로는 나와 따지 주반 하려 로는 나와 나기 요 말이스 Demba Truban Haya Demba Trubu Mares, Tendri de Chutanchi Demba Mebares, Shenin Jete Parin Royce, Inaya, Chutanchi Rangi Madruba, Rangan Madruba, Hawata Madruba Rete, Ya Tenchin Joan Joa in the Shin, Shaw Jamaman Joatam. Sense Hill Shaba, Mimicha, Demba Trubing on the Shindrata, Demba Trubing on the Shawa Lamba Tendri Yomares. Tendrige she shawa long, any sense hill says a hill said the sad did it. Shebush said, that here that the Chibachi such a hill shaba teta, Shebu said so Chibanda. That's what Demba to be told Yomaris, Mimi Chang. Lena Sheba Mapa Mitch, Inaya, Demba to be told wrong when you be told and how tag Tendrige Sanchan down, Shawa down, Shaw Yomarete. Inaya lay Sheba de Meba Chag Maris, Lena Sheba Mapa Munjute. Jokana Tendrik Namjakatone, Kana Chi, Drebu Mibash, Le Gavasan and Drebu Zambo, Le Duchasan and Drebu Yamba, he is, Sosa Nogris, Otter, repeat such a god the Zambote, Tendre Tombata, Tendre Nimbote, Pensi Chigi, to Chiso Rode, Tendre Chiru Chiso Chavate, Ripig Namjande, Hajanga Gozambuchi, or Dolly, Jadoji, Sanji Choneni. 차히 통과 제이 수유제스 어따테 이나야 동바 땡주다 땡주 동비 등도 차츠데 하정가 걸레 가버레 상제의 수유레스 제이 수유레스 희송소스 어따 베 동바 땡주 동비 등도 차데 베또 가버이 어레스 어때서 마도 돈이 과 차들레데 지메 도아데 돈이 과 마차버레스 어따 티바 지주르제
So gila na so.
오야
Nindi simi tamarira tamameche. Okay. Nde don 20 shiduka. Okay. Now gila. Okay. So now we reach at the section where okay. Here, thus having conviction in the teachings of the Tathagata and then sustain your meditation on that. If you do not have uncontrived a certainty of this quality of truth in the Buddha's teaching, then you will not get a certainty that will be pleased the conqueror with regard to any of your teachings. So, if you do not have when you do not have even though if you do not have uncontrived the certainty of this quality of Buddha's truth on the Buddha's teaching, because here it is mentioned that. So in terms of the Buddha's teaching, so in terms of like concept about the Buddha's, the concept of the karmas in action, its action is very difficult and it's an obscure subject. So one cannot able to understand even one in a subtle concept of karmas in its action is very subtle. That some of the sections are very subtle. So that in terms of that if you if you so if you do not accept the teachings of the Buddha, conviction of teachings of Buddha, and even you do if you do not have a certain accept those things and you do certain any good thing any other good things, still it will not be considered as any of the great teaching great practice in your terms. And when you will not get a certainty that you will please the conqueror with regard to any of teachings. So you cannot able to please the Buddha with any of teaching if you cannot have a certainty in the concept of his teachings of the about regarding the truth. And some who claim that they've acquired a certain knowledge of emptiness and uncertain about karmas in effect do not value it. This is the mistaken one. So So it is here that only through the Buddha's teaching one can able to attain the belief or trust or attain the knowledge regarding the concept or trust or practice regarding karmas and faith towards the karmas in action. So okay. Okay, so like if you doesn't have a faith towards the karmas in action and action karmas in its effect, and then however whatever practice you do, whatever the practice you practice, it is not considered as a please as a proper or a actual practice which please the conqueror, because you do not have a belief towards the karmas in action. So here there's the concept regarding the karma and the relation of the karmas and the emptiness concept. But this emptiness concept is one is that some people considers and some people think that who claim that they've acquired a certain knowledge of emptiness and are certain but uncertain about karmas and effect and do not value it. This is a mistaken understanding of emptiness. So here there are some people who think like okay. There are some people who consider okay, okay. Here the concept is about like the relation or how the one can able to understand the karmas and effect beside the concept of accepting the abstract or understanding the emptiness. So here is there are some people like consider understand the concept of the emptiness, trying to understand or trying to attain the knowledge of the concept of emptiness, but they doesn't have a they doesn't have a concept, they doesn't know the knowledge, they doesn't have a certain knowledge regarding the concept of its karmas and if and its effect, and doesn't are not interested to value regarding the concept of karmas and its effect. Then it is considered as a they are having the mistaken concept of the emptiness. They doesn't know the real meaning or the understand the concept of emptiness. So the concept of emptiness is whatever for once you understand, you will see the meaning of. So in terms of the concept of emptiness, it is considered as whatever appears in your mind, it is not real and it doesn't have inherent existence. Okay, and okay, so whatever exists, whatever appears in your mind, or whatever there are objects outside, or you can see that this doesn't have an inherent existence. It are just all the things are just merely designated or merely conceptually designated ones. So they are not like independently arises or not inherently existent. So this is the concept of the emptiness. So thus the concept of emptiness is whatever is also related with the concept with the dependent arising. So so it is considered that whatever the object which appear in whatever the object that appear in your mind as inherent existence is just in reality it doesn't exist as such, but it is dependent on other things, dependent on dependent on each other. So the concept of the emptiness and the dependent on arising, when you are talking about it, is the real the actual of the concept of emptiness and dependent on arising in a where one can actually which like proper and proper concept of this can be understood by the Buddha. So the Buddha can understand on the concept of these things. So okay, so in this the when you are talking about the concept of like meaning of the dependent, when you will able to like through the understanding of emptiness, and then you will able to see the concept of dependent arises, then it will help you or want to become understand the concept of karmas and its effect. So when an individual understanding the emptiness, it should be like they should be also need to understand the concept of dependent arising. So when they are like when one individual can able to understand the, both these coin, both the side of the coin, like the one side is emptiness and one another side is dependent arising. When an individual is able to understand that, then there's a like certainty of will coming under. Then one can able to understand the concept of karmas and its effect. Like doing the good karmas will give a good effect, and doing the bad karmas will give a bad effect. So okay, so it is so the concept of emptiness and the two sides of the coin, with the concept one face is emptiness and another is a dependent arising. These two concepts are very difficult or very subtle one. So it is very difficult to understand for oneself. It is very subtle one. So in same sutra, which is already mentioned, the King's of Concentration Sutra said, like illusions, bubble, mirage, lightning, all the phenomena are like the moons reflected in water. It is not the case that the living being who died or go into the next life are offsprings of Manu, the first human at the beginning of Eon. And yet the karmas go on the next are the offsprings of Manu. So here, like every phenomena are like just like just in case are temporary, and they are like going to cease in the one day. Yet the karma you possess doesn't know. Even they like one day the people will cease and take rebirth again, but their karma doesn't disappear, and the karmas will give an action result in terms. They will give the karmas, the action you proceed will give a result. Yet the karmas you possess does not disappear. The virtues and non-virtues give rise to their effect accordingly. So the karma, the action you perform will give a result. Whether you perform a virtuous karma, then the virtuous action will give a good result. And when you are performing non-virtuous action, it will give a negative result. This logical approach is sound through the subtle and difficult to see. So here it is mentioned that by the Buddha that this the concept of this is the concept of the such a concept, like whatever the actions you have done, one have done, and the concept emptiness and the perceiving the dependent arising through the concept of emptiness, and the concept of the karmas and effect is it's a very subtle and difficult for one to see, and also the karmas and action, which is very difficult and subtle for one to see it. It is only within the scope of the Buddha that he can properly differentiate or properly able to understand the concept. Therefore, therefore, develop a certain knowledge of dependent arising together with the consolidated two kinds of karma. Examine your physical, mobile, mental day, all days and online. Okay, so here. Shesung mashina. Gila hana wazo digamba sasra gila. Diga de shesung so padureta. Shesung.
Hotel, Taki
No,
Tonka, J.
no,
Shui, His.
no, no. Okay, so so it is like it is the concept of the karmas in its effect is one shouldn't ignore the concept of the karmas and its result shouldn't be ignored, because it is a very subtle concept and also very important that important part that and the concept is that the one can only that is the detail or subtle concept of can be only understand by the within the scope of the scope of the Buddha. Allow gila sasu.
Well, that's why it's all Jaira.
Okay, okay, so we will just stop here within the okay here. Okay.
We now offer the mandala offering. Yeah, this ground is anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, Mount Meru, the four continents, sun and moon, visualizing as a Buddha feel. I offer it so that all beings may enjoy this pure run. Idam Guru Rana Mandala Kaniraya Dayami. In the snowy mountain paradise, you are the source of good and happiness. Powerful in Singha Socharis, may you stay until samsara and praying for our teacher's perfect health, praying for Asia's life, praying that the host will grow and spread. Bless me never to depart from them. Due to this merit, may I soon attain the enlightened state of Guru Buddha, so that I may be able to bring all beings to this very enlightened state. May the precious Buddhi mind not yet born arise and grow. May that bond have no by increase forevermore. Just the blessed Buddhas of the past are dedicated. Just the blessed Buddha of the present is dedicated. Just the blessed Buddha of the future will dedicate. I also humbly learn, follow, and dedicate likewise. In region the supreme precious Dharma has not spread, or it has spread but then declined. May illuminate the treasure of happiness and benefit with a mind deeply moved by great compassion. May anyone who merely see, hear, remember, touches, or talks to me be free in that very instant from all suffering and abide in happiness forever. For as long as space endure, for as long living beings remain, until then may I too abide to dispel the misery of the world. May I be a protector for those without one, a guide for all travelers on the way. May I be a breach, a bow, and a shield for all wish to cross the waters. O venerable, compassionate Guru, receive a blessing that all coming the obstacle and suffering among these sentient beings. May with that exception ripen upon us right now. May I give our happiness and virtue to others, and thereby invest all beings in bliss. Okay, yeah. Okay, finish.
Well,
Gila.
so Daye Lunga Yazon Longshu Tuson Geso Che, Rechemen Rezamba, Kuson Chibi, So Cheba, Lama Yadan, Control Sona, Tojon Gegeneda, La Chinja, Edangora, Menela Gania, Daya, Karara ye ko ye ki ngasa penda dewa malinjo ni shere zama tete ja shabe zede bada tenjo che tena che se lama tuje che ma jonjo ye diri dunga ke mali tata dala me dagi degi ke la dawa yonjo ke deta denpa chen yo la tena che se lama te ma jonjo ye diri dunga ke mali tata dala me dagi degi ke la dawa yonjo ke deta denpa chen yo la tena che se lama te ma jonjo ye diri dunga ke mali tata dala me bada dagi degi Gidana Damba Shenja Law, Council Shako Mali, Sheki, Sound, Diki, Social German, Nilan Pamat, Zobi Passion Zoba Shenja Law, Pama Sanjeta, Data Denji Jingendo Tata, Shanshu Sama Kana Suju, but that Alon Druju, Shanshu Sanjo Rombacha Marsha Panash, Seja Namba, Konya Kon, Pewa Show, Tambalana, maybe Tambadanji and the other meeting, Jawan de Andro, Hineda Zebi Joro. Oh, yeah.
Okay, tujuh
You know,
cik
Angela.
Geshe-la.
You know,
Bye-bye,
That's
Angela.
Geshe.
all. Oh, yeah.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye, Geshe.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
Oh,
bye.
yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, Menki Lau,
Okay.
we'll see you again.
Yeah.
Thank you so much indeed. Thank you.
Okay.
Kasih Dele.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye-bye,
bye.
Kungala and
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye. Take care.
Okay.